I've always been fascinated with like the afterlife and past lives and just religion in general. So I've always been a very like spiritual in that way person. And I started getting into magic and witchcraft in high school around when I was like 16 or so. And part of it was actually from watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, Buffy portrays witches in like a really, I think, positive way, especially for like media in that time, and also kind of an accurate way. I just identify as like just a straight up witch. I'm not Wiccan like in a logistical sense. Like I don't work with like the great god and the great goddess. A lot of my just daily rituals and self-care practices are infused in magic, but I also do like really like to practice deeper, more intense spell work when I have time. I think like everyone's social media is obviously like curated towards them. And I follow a lot of people like myself who has been practicing for a long time. Like they're not just getting into their practice. Like you're always learning and you're always exploring when you're a witch, for sure. Power and control, I think, is like the big thing that is overwhelming when you first start practicing magic and can easily sway you in a harmful direction. So I think I'm aware of some of the things. Like I know like of the baby witches trying to like hex the moon on TikTok. And so I know about some of that. This is the video.
Hey TikTok, I just wanted to say, if you were thinking about getting Moldavite, don't do it.
$40 Moldavite earring. Who wants it? Bonk! No more parent!
When I got Moldavite, which was like 5 years ago, the person who sold it to me was like, do you have a therapist? Because you're gonna need one. And like, I think TikTok has definitely exemplified this idea about Moldavite, but it is a thing that like Moldavite is like one of the most powerful crystals, and that it does evoke extreme transformation. Very shortly after I got my Moldavite, I was fired from my job. If I wear it and I take it off and I put it on if I try to go to sleep with it on, I cannot sleep. Even if it's by my bed, I cannot sleep. I do think there is some truth to it. I think the first girl crying, I mean, I feel bad for her. I'm sure she did discover like a lot, like some shadowy stuff about herself. Like it's definitely like a stone of shadow work. And I also kind of agree in the sense of like, if you're not ready for that, don't get it. Like when I heard that like a bunch of people were getting Moldavite and that it was a trend, I was definitely like, that's not the crystal that everyone should be getting. Like there's a reason why rose quartz is like in Urban Outfitters. Also is like, I'm sure that this TikTok phenomenon about Moldavite probably encouraged a lot of people to buy fake Moldavite. I think crystals are like a beautiful delicacy of the world that like anyone can enjoy, even if you don't know, their metaphysical properties, for sure. Like, crystals are beautiful. Like people like to look at them. They're like art. And I feel the same about tarot as well, and like oracle. Like I think it's definitely something that like everybody should enjoy, and like both have the ability to like open up healing for you and roots of getting to know yourself better and understand yourself better. And I think everybody can use that. I think to be a true witch is to constantly be thinking about this. Like you're constantly going to have things that come up that you're going to have to question, like, is this appropriate? Like, is it appropriate for me to engage in this? Spell work and witchcraft, there's a lot of people who do witchcraft and spell work that don't associate it to religion whatsoever. And magic in itself has been found all over the world in cultures, in almost every culture, to different degrees. So I think I personally think it's absolutely fine for everybody to practice magic and to practice spell work. It's just kind of about the ingredients that you're using and the ways that you're going about it, and the language you use is extremely important. I think also like it is important to educate yourself about other practices of magic and like learn about them, both so that you're aware like where some things do root that you maybe didn't know. So it's like, so you can be more aware in case something comes up, but also just in a respectable sense of like, if you're gonna engage in magic, definitely do your research in the sense of like, find out what you like. Like magic is very, very vast, and like find out what you're interested in. Be able to separate the learning of magics from other cultures within the partaking within magics of other cultures. Like, don't take it so seriously. Like, your magic is within you, and like it is your intuition, and like above everything, like that's what magic is like learning to trust yourself and learning to trust the universe, and like constantly tightroping on that line of like being aligned and like being in trust with yourself and in flux with the universe. I'm definitely very grateful for everything that my practice has given me. And I think like to think of it in that way is something like your practice can give you gifts, like, and that you should nurture those seeds. And like the more that you put into it, the more that you'll get out of it.